Hello, dear friends. I wish I could be together with you on this joyous day, celebrating 10 years of God's faithfulness, of people's goodness, and being with you on the big day of Braveheart. My name is Sina Solpons, and I'm one of the two co-founders of Braveheart. In 2011, on June, Pastor Stefan Kaumba and myself, we sat together in my house and we had prayed together on the phone for more than half a year. We had met the year before, and God had put in both our hearts that we should do something more than we already did for refugees, and especially in Meheba refugee camp, where Pastor Stefan himself had lived as a refugee before he came to Norway. I met him in 2010 in Norway, and God really made this fire inside the both of us to do something more. We prayed, and the vision I saw before we started Braveheart, what we then called a Refugee Alliance, was following. Listen, I saw a battlefield, and on the battlefield were thousands of injured people, some dead, some half alive, some very injured. And then I saw Jesus riding into the battlefield with a banner high above his head, the banner of love, and he rode in on this white horse. And it was majestic, the sight. But behind him came these troops of normal people, not soldiers, but kind, normal people dressed in white, but not in uniforms, but in different white, normal clothes. And they came in a very untidy troop, walking behind Jesus, behind the white horse, onto the battlefield. And I saw as people bowed down to care for each person, to mend the wounds of each person, to start to lift up and care for each wounded person on the battlefield. So that was the vision, one of the visions at least, and maybe the most important, at least for me, before we started Braveheart or Refugee Alliance. And it was clear what God wanted with us starting this ministry. And on my kitchen table in Dalunaveien in Kristiansand, the two of us signed the document that founded the organization, and we called it Refugee Alliance because we wanted it to be something that was clear what we were doing, and that would also open doors for us. And we were very sure in 2017, when we changed the name also, it was time to change the name in 2017. And we were very happy, and we still are, about the name Braveheart. We really call refugees the bravest hearts of the planet, as they set out from their safe homes that are no longer safe, and they set out to an unknown future in an unknown place, and it's unknown how long they will have to be on the run, etc. So they go through difficult areas, dangerous areas, and with little packing and little, they lose a lot, and they face a lot of dangers, and yet they brave their way into a new life. And many of them have to endure years and years and years and years in very poor conditions, in very difficult and dangerous conditions, both outside the camps and inside the camps. So we really call them the bravest hearts of the planet, and also those who are helping them. And we also want to kick people a little bit behind and help them get out from the sofa and up into following Jesus into all the world also, and be a little bit brave, be kind of influenced a little bit by the refugees who are so brave. And we all should also raise our butts from the sofa and raise up and follow Jesus, as he cares for people in all difficult places of the earth. And there are many ways to do that: through going, through working with Braveheart, through sending others to work, like praying for people to go, or paying for projects. You know, our clinic always needs medicine, etc., or praying. And we need all of that. And we are so grateful that all these 10 years God has provided people who have gone with us, people who have sent others and sent money for the projects, and people who have prayed. And without those people, we couldn't have done this, because we started with nothing. I took a loan in a bank of 100,000 kroners, and that was our start-up money, and we used it pretty soon. So then we started different jobs. For me, I started Taste, a catering business, where I had that job in addition to my job as a nurse at a hospital. And in various ways, we tried to gather enough money to send to Meheba to start the projects there. We started with the projects Pastor Stefan already had when I came into the picture, and that was the microfinance for women and the school support for kids. And then we extended into health, as I had a background as a nurse, and we got reports from people dying in wheelbars on their way to the clinic far away, especially from G. And we had tough meetings with district doctors and asking for the permission to start to help. And we were granted kind permission to start to help, especially in Block G, as the group of people who lived there were lacking basic facilities as clinic and health facility and many other things. And we are so grateful to the people there who received us with open arms and who have been good. We have had a good cooperation with the local community there from the very beginning. And for me, I'm just so grateful for our staff. I mean, what brave hearts we have had in Braveheart since the early beginning, working day and night. And I can just say, I love you all. I just love you all. You are brave, you are persistent, you are kind also under pressure, and just encourage all of us to stay kind under pressure. And the reason we can be kind even under pressure is because who is in us. And you know, Braveheart is a Christian organization. It is for all, and we serve all, and we help all. And I don't think anyone would ever feel that if they are another religion, or if they don't agree with us, that they receive any less help. No, never. All receive the same help. But those who work for us, they have the mind of Christ. They have received a new heart, and we want our staff to really represent God well, as the kindness of God heals people. And he sends his kindness to the earth through people. And most of the time he does his miracles through people. And I'm so grateful for Pastor Sages, for our team leader Jean, Kavengele, and all our staff who has passed through the doors of Braveheart these 10 years. I and Pastor Stefan, we love you all. We really love you all. And Tuka Pamoja, we are together always. And the one who has made this possible is our God. Because we started without money. We started with one employee, and that was our brother Solomon Kosongo. And then we extended with Jean Kavengele, Odila Mariamba, Thomas Lopopula, and then it grew. And Shadrach, and yeah. So I'm sorry for not using the titles due to efficiency now. But in Norway we're not good with titles. But I've learned that respect and care for people also in Meheba. So we are grateful for all that God has done in Meheba and in Uganda and in Kurdistan. And the projects in Uganda and in Kurdistan have been really important, and especially the trauma center, the Hope Center in Kurdistan for Yazidi women who were traumatized after being kidnapped by ISIS, the terrorist group, was very, very challenging project and very important. And the good news is it's still going on, run by our local employees, and no longer with Braveheart money, but their own funding. But it's the same people with the same curriculum in the same house, and they are doing really good. And we are so grateful for that. And we are grateful for the things happening in Norway also, especially in a Braveheart Mission Church, where people are getting baptized and meet together and can really have a fellowship and not be alone, and meet with God and with good people. So we have always said that we believe in this Trinity, in knowledge, giving people knowledge, in good people who care for others, who go out of their way to care for others, and the unconditional love of God. So knowledge, good people who care, and the unconditional love of God can make miracles. We've seen it, and I pray that Braveheart will keep seeing that for the next 10 and the next 10 and the next 10 and the next 10 years, in Jesus' name. Happy birthday, happy decade to Braveheart, and I'm so grateful for what God has done and what all the good people have done, and the sponsors who are still with us. We are so grateful to you, and we are looking forward to the next 10 years with extreme kindness. In Jesus' name, be well.